Manchester Smith. Manchester. Yeah. It's a hell of a thing. Yeah, when I was at the Civic Center, I trained my replacement. So, if I'm going to run for president, I'm based out of Texas. Is that where I'm a citizen at? Go back to Oregon. A native president from Oregon and Texas and California, Arizona and New Mexico. What? A Western? You got to put Louisiana in there too. Put Louisiana. I've been there. Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Illinois. All the states I've been to. Well, instead of military service, then I don't even remember where the fuck I was. That was all like all over the world. Like, I lived in Iraq. I was like, what? So I'm not having much trouble in Lubbock with all the dirt. I do remember a sandstorm in Iraq. I do remember that sandstorm. Everybody was like, what's that? I was like, oh, looks like Lubbock. You mean it looks like Iraq? No, it looked like Lubbock. It's a haboob. Hidalgo. And I jumped on my white horse. No, we just had goggles and shit. We had good goggles. And then I was like, they're gonna attack us. And then boom, they did. It didn't last very long, but they couldn't see shit either. Her hair. Who's her? There ain't no her here. Her here. There ain't no her here. I'm the most manly man to ever man. I think a lot of men are attracted to me because they're just like they got man crushes on me. Because they know I could just one-hit quitter them, like knock their ass out, RIP, choke them out, or do something. So they're like, man, that guy's cool. But I'm gonna hate on him. How's my day going? Really, I was just been trying to fuel my body. I woke up dehydrated, not feeling well. I quickly, I just drank a bunch of Gatorade, vitamin water. Felt better because I've been out here in the 100-degree heat walking around. So I work 41 hours. I mean, my relief though, like me going to work is actually a relief because it keeps me out of the heat. It's a little warm in Subway because of the ovens, but it keeps me out of the elements. Me being part Saiyan or whatever and multicultural, I don't need much, except I need to get out of the extreme weather for sure, just like anybody else. Like a thunderstorm, a hailstorm, cold weather, like cold, snowy weather, Wind. I don't like the wind. When it's windy and cold, when it's like windy and like 40 degrees, like stepped on a beer can. Man, I was just over here. I was over here earlier under this bridge, and someone picked up all the trash, and it looked nice. Hello, but hello everybody. Most people want to come on here and diss me. I had some people debating me the other day. I probably should have kept debating them, but I just blocked their shit because a lot of the stuff that they were debating me about, if you just listen to me and listen to my lives, I've already told you what is going on. It's like that I could tell they just had never watched me before, but I guess that's okay. So I'm just out here, bro. I'm out here, bro. I have spider hair. I'm part spider. A friend of mine didn't believe me, and so she took my hair to the Chinese government or somewhere, and they did DNA testing on my hair. She said, I am alien, I am a Saiyan, and I do have 10% spider hair. But that might be true for everybody. Interesting, huh? Probably not. It's like, how do you keep your hair nice? It's a secret. It's a secret. Natural juices and berries. Hey, nothing but ultra perm. It's not ultra perm, it's natural juices and berries. You can believe in it. Jamar Bailey, I believe it. I'm a believer. Well, I can see the writing on the wall. I started the stuff with me trying to run for president, and I think they're trying to institutionalize me now. Institutionalized? I'm not crazy. All I wanted was a Pepsi. Just one Mountain Dew. That's all I wanted. They lock him up for that. Yeah, now I'm all sweaty and tired. The cat's here. He usually waits for me. He usually hears my music, so Cthulhu hears the music. Like if I'm playing Cthulhu by Metallica, then Cthulhu will come out. And he's on top of the car. He waits my return. It's really my only true friend because he's a cat, you know. Cthulhu. I brought you a little bit of my sandwich, Cthulhu. I don't know. I would have brought more, but I didn't work tonight, so I didn't get a free sandwich. Well, I'm gonna stay out here, yeah. stay out here, Cthulhu. I'm gonna stay out here. I didn't get any caffeine or anything. So I think I drank enough earlier. I haven't been drinking as much caffeine because it's been real hot. Unless I'm at work. So I'm kind of laid off the energy drinks. They're like more of a protein shake today. Her hair, Mahadev. Mandela effect. I am the Mandela effect. If you wanted to know. It wasn't just me though. It was a collective Mandela effect. I've talked about that before. It's another reason why I would like to be president. I could feel Mandela's pain. Like he was talking about his experiences. Big experiences. Anyway. Big breasts. Big experiences. Anyway, no, not those type of experiences. Like him being in jail for 25 years. Why do they always want to put people in jail? Why is it always 25 years? Why is that necessary? They want to just destroy them. That's like, oh, 25 years would be long enough. So they give him 20. But he was interviewed, and then I guess he was I thought he was murdered in his parade, and it was very disappointing. And I was in 5th grade, and I was so sad when that happened. But then, like everyone else, was sad too. I could feel the sadness of the world. Some people were happy, and that just made it easier to curse or to bring him back, to bless him to come back. I almost said the wrong word. So I blessed him to come back, and he did. He came back. It was an effect. And then was that a good effect? Sometimes you trade the life of one leader or person for another. I had a dream that my biological father was killed when I was 13, or I was told that he was killed, and then they told me he was still alive. He made it. I guess he was shot several times. I'm not sure what happened. And I didn't even know I was adopted at that point. And then I've had like a very tragic life. I was shot 30 times in the military. That was no tragedy. I was hit with a bayonet. Like I killed like 2 or 3 guys, and then I turned around. I was all happy. Not happy, but like I was like, oh, I did that. And I turned around and got stabbed with the bayonet, and went from my neck, but I put my chin down, like as a reaction. And like I went like that, and they got my chin. My chin was cut open, like you could see the bone. But that is why your chin is there, so that you can take it on the chin. Chingazos. What, Cthulhu? But that's like, here, let me show you. That's one I can't really make up. As you can see the scar there. That scar is just from riding. That's from riding a bicycle. Like when I was my most impressive scar. Here's this one. That was the torture. That's when they opened my arm up, and it was just bone. And they're like, hey, you're not supposed to be awake. But then they thought it was funny, you know. It was a funny torture to them. Those are I know there's people like that around that will cut your arm open and have your bone sticking out, and it doesn't bother them. They thought it was cute. Like the motherfucker was acting cute. Like, oh, like he thought it was a joke. Oh, your bone's exposed. Yeah, and it's cold. Why am I so cold? Why is my bone cold? Because your bone's been exposed to the air. It has no flesh around it. Oh, well then here, let me die and go into a coma. Because I can't handle that shit. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. I might be able to handle it now. But, and you can see the scar from all the way down. And it gets bigger. And Cthulhu's here. All I've got is Cthulhu. Got a Cthulhu. Where Cthulhu? Cthulhu Zulu. What's his name? Cthulhu Zulu. Yes, I've been eating Subway again. He likes my Subway smell. So I always bring him a piece of my sandwich. My coworker made me a pretty good sandwich, dude. Like, oh. They made me a fat sandwich. I mean, I paid for it, but you know, go to Subway and get like a flatbread. Get like a pepperoni and add steak to it or chicken. And then it'll be $6, like a 6-inch, and then put some like provolone cheese or American pepper jack if you want. I'll never get pepper jack. Maybe shredded. Any kind of cheese you want, and toast it. Put all the sauces on there. Put the roasted garlic and the sriracha and the Baja at least. Maybe some MVP and barbecue, like a 5-sauce loss. And then the vampires won't feed on you. Maybe tigers or Cthulhu's. Cthulhu's tired. Or tired Cthulhu. He likes for me to hold him. I imagine if I had a giant owner, I would like for them to hold me too. Because he knows I won't drop him. And if I do, then he's just going to land on his feet anyway. But I never would drop you, Cthulhu. I hold his feet like a baby, so he doesn't think he's going to fall. I used to hold my daughter, but then you just hold her like bottom of her legs, her feet dangle. She liked that. And she would really, my daughter, like I would just hold her like this with my left hand. You hold them close to your heart, like your pets or your babies. Your babies. And they like it. See? But I was all built like I was I didn't even work for like 6 to 8 months when I was taking care of my daughter. I was just like a stay-at-home dad. You know, I mean, the mom helped a lot. She did help, you know. But I changed diapers and fed. I was more of like a feeding and then carrying her around everywhere. I was the carrier, like I was the gorilla carrying the baby around. And I got all built, like my arms got all big from carrying her. And now Cthulhu's all I got. Dog, don't get me, Cthulhu. Ah! Ow, ow, ow. He likes to scratch me because I have reptile skin. He likes my hair. But he doesn't really claw me. He just kind of like puts his paw on there. I'm his paw. Anyway. Cthulhu, your eyes. He's got dirty legs too. Like he's been in the dirt. Like he goes, I don't know where he goes. He's really a stray cat, and I just found him. And he's a good guy, so I feed him, and you know, he kind of watches over me when I sleep. If you get too close, he will howl, like he does that howl. And he may turn into a 12-foot cat dragon. It's like orange and white, just to warn you, you know. So be careful. That's the power of Merlin, Jehovah Robinson. Right here, go down to the... I haven't been doing any photography really or anything. Like I filmed like those movies. That was it with Rosario Dawson. Man, she's a babe. Anyway, and then it's got Joseph Gordon-Levitt or whatever. He looks like me when I was younger. And then like the look that he gives her, it's funny. I thought it was funny. You got to get it. Like I'm not trying to troll anybody. I'm just trying. It's art, and if you look good on my movies, then you look good in movies, right? I film movies, and then if you look good in my movies, then you look even better in your movies, and you're a good actor. Most people don't like it when I film them. Like if they're in a movie and I film them and then I put like music to it, they don't like that shit. I don't know why. I wouldn't care. Any publicity is good publicity, right? Except for like unless you're like the Unabomber or something. Which I'm not the Unabomber. Okay. I'm an American hero, dude. I saved cool people. It was worth it saving the POW that I saved and the people I saved. And all the people, like, look at their families. Like, they had children and stuff. And I was like, you gotta trust me. It'd be a good movie, dude. It's like better than Rambo. It pretty much is Rambo, like when he was in Vietnam, like Rambo 2 looking ass. Right now I'm Rambo 1. Like I'm waiting for the sheriff to harass me. And they're gonna take me to jail and probably try and murder me and poison me. But I'm not gonna be taken alive because I mean I don't even do nothing. They're just angry because like, hey, he's got a backpack. He's got a headband. He's like 6'3". He's very big. He's got a muscular frame. Uh, he looks to be not 100% white. He looks like, and then if he is, he looks like a Viking and a Jew and an Irishman, and he talks English. Yeah, I speak English. I'll speak English. And if you don't like Jews and you don't like black people and Native Americans, then you don't like me. So it's okay. If you don't like Vikings, if you don't like Manchester, you don't like me. If you don't like swords, you don't like me. Well, I mean, we're Smiths, right? So like the Smiths, I think the Smiths were like some of the most, and then they went and became pirates. Like anyway, a Smith pirate, like pirates. But I started off as a Smith, like my family in England, like Johnny Tremaine. And you had to learn how to do all that, and then you're under pressure because the king is gonna come calling, and like whenever they're gonna need the smiths to make them swords, and then if like this one smith is like badass, then you know he might get paid a little more or just not executed or whatever. So I was a common smith. That's my ancestry. And then anyway, I make cannonballs, make a cannon, just make armor. I know I have that in my blood because when I was in the military, we did the survival training and everything. I was the only one that was able to forge a real knife that was sharp. Like I don't know if they placed whatever I found. I found like just a piece of metal. It's very rusted. Did they place it there? Maybe. I don't know. Or was it just there? Why was there trash there in the middle of nowhere? And then where were we? I thought we were like in Alaska or somewhere, Colorado, Pacific Northwest. It's interesting how I ended up back over there, like in Oregon. But I've been to like tropical islands, and they reminded me of Austin, Texas. Like I grew up in Austin, Texas, like in Zilker, Barton Creek, like running around, like, in the woods and stuff. And then I end up going to like fucking like. Anyway, I've been places. Then those places are tropical, and then they look a lot like Austin until you turn around and it's like, wait, that's a little different. That's too viney. And then there's like fucking like weird fucking things flying around that may be giant bats or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I've seen that type of shit. Type shit. Was it cool? Yeah. I've been to the place in Japan where it's so quiet and there's nothing there. It's the Sea of Trees. I have been there. Have you seen that movie, The Sea of Trees? Is that true that there are like spirits walking around there? I would say so. Yeah. Just if you go in there and you read the signs that they put. Anyway. No, it's not a sign of weakness, me crying. You can say that, but it's not. It's a sign of strength. Because you can feel the pain of people that have been there. And there's a reason that forest, it's kind of like the other thing that I saw that was similar to the Sea of Trees and all the places that I've been that may be cursed areas, like the Sea of Trees. You go to that park, there's nothing there. There might be a stray bird, but there's like nothing. There's not really any insects. There's not anything. It's just tree and leaves and rocks. And it looks similar. Like I said, it looks kind of like Barton Creek and stuff. It looks like you know, all around the world, things look similar, but they're not quite the same. But there's definitely something there. I'm not gonna elaborate too much. I don't want to say too much. Like 47 Ronin, that's where he was dropped off. Is there a Japanese businessman roaming around there? His spirit? Yeah. Why did he go there? I could tell you why, because I was there. Because he was on a trip. He went somewhere, He went to India or somewhere, or Europe, and he was in a business trip, and he was trying to help his family. He came back, and those were the nuclear bombs got them. So everything he knew was gone. Should he have given up? I don't know. I can't say for him. Would I give up? No. I wouldn't give up. I would just put my uniform on and keep going. Strap the armor on for one last time. Yeah, but I've been there, and it's eerie. It's a very eerie place. It rains, and rains, and then when it rains, even the water it's like quiet. It quietly floods. You seen it on that movie with Matthew McConaughey. But Japan is like there's a special place. Why? I don't know. I think it's because just the way I lived. I lived there. I lived like on a farm when I lived there. It was very. It was cool. Uh, you had to, I would the guy that ran the farm. I had to be very respectful to. So, and then I learned their ways, and then I was like, man, these people are doing things the right way. They have honor. Do I see honor here? I see no honor here. Respect and honor is not an easy thing to come by. But why? That's like, I mean, why would, why is it not hard? It's easy. Why can't you honor people? Like, respect people, especially your elders. Like, I'm like 25 years older than some people, and then they want to fuck with me and treat me like a dog or whatever. It's whatever. And then there are people I like too. And it's like, well, fuck it. You don't want me around, then I won't be around. I don't mind not being around. You don't understand the depths of what I've gone through, and that I am being tortured still. And what do they do to me? Like, as soon as people start coming around me, and I have friends, especially women. Like, if a beautiful woman comes around me and I try and get a relationship, they torture me. They will shock my brain. And they will probably try and hurt her. And they call it a kayfabe. And then if someone disappears, they'll say, oh, they're a ghost. They died in the kayfabe. Well, why are you killing people like that? There's no honor in that. There's no respect. That's why I guess I like England and Japan. They have respect, They were knights, the samurai, Sumerians, Polish, all those people. They were knights. All my Jewish cousins all over, like Russia, and the African kings and queens, Shaka Zulu. They had a certain way of doing things. The natives here, but it's gone. All those ancient teachings. The Kiowas in the rainforest, are they the last? Kiowa shield. Where has all the honor gone and respect? Anyway, I couldn't tell you that. I could actually. It's been replaced with greed and brainwashing through. And this stuff, them saying that Meta and that Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook is brainwashing, is hurting children. No, actually, I think they're the ones probably enlightening them. I thought that maybe it would hurt them to be like my daughter to be watching TV all the time and stuff like that. I don't think it's hurt her. She's just got smarter. She just learned more information because they are trying to Nazi you. They want to. That was the thing with TikTok in China. They weren't afraid of people. They weren't afraid of them stealing our information. They were afraid of them releasing information. They might have stole some information anyway. But those are the two most corrupt places. It'd probably be China and the U.S., right? I don't know. Nothing's more corrupt than this place. That's all I can say. From what I've seen. Hey, why don't you ask the kids at Tiananmen Square why they were there? I'll ask you that. What were they protesting? I know. I had that information. What about Egypt when they had their uprising? Same thing. It's an Egyptian. It's going to be a spring. It's going to be a spring in the Middle East, but it's going to be the opposite of the Nazi spring. It's going to be a spring of liberation. They have to take control of themselves. Stop letting America push them around. There's no reason for them to feel inferior in any way. I'm part Middle Eastern, and I know that's like a lot of where my intelligence comes from. Just saying. And Jewish too. I'm just saying, like, those people have been here for thousands of years. They know what they're doing. Like, they have a civilization. They don't need you dropping bombs on them. Bombs over Baghdad. Why? Like, why did they do that? Why would you do that to anybody? Why did they nuke Japan? Like, why, dude? Why? Was it that serious? It weren't that serious to kill fucking that many fucking people and destroy their land and their families. And then for a father to come home and see that he returned to nothing. He returned to nothing. So he went to the Sea of Trees. Me? I just wanted to go to work tonight. I was exhausted the last 3 days. I finally started to feel better. And then they said, don't go to work or whatever. And then it like kind of broke my heart because they said they were going to train a new person. I was like, oh, that's my replacement. So Einstein with the mind of Einstein with the body of a Saiyan. Quick like a Cthulhu. Cthulhu's watching out for something. There's something around. If he's alert like that, then there's something. Look, there's somebody watching us or something somewhere. I guess y'all are watching me. Or somebody's watching me. Bombs over Baghdad. I guess I'm just gonna go to sleep. It's kind of like the perfect sleeping weather. It's like 70 degrees. It's not 70. It's probably still like 80 something. But if I'm just in the shade, I'm pretty good, dude. Like, even if it's 100 degrees, if I can just hit the shade. That's what the natives do. The natives just stay in the shade, dude, during the fucking... They like to be outside. And they like to rest in the shade. Fight in the shade. The Greeks like to fight in the shade. Anyway, at least we're in the shade. Fight in the shade. Rest in the shade and fight in the shade. There's 2 helicopters that went by. Or they're circling around. So they're gonna circle back. You can see the frame of reference on what I'm talking about. Anyway, not that anybody's watching. Am I being blocked, or just no one just wants to watch? I guess. Watch if I took my shirt off. Anyway, people be messing with me. Yeah, I'm being tortured. I'm having my teeth grinded. That is a recognizable torture. If I go to a dentist, if they're not corrupt, which probably everyone I would go to would be corrupt, or they would be threatened. They know that my teeth have been. That's why I like go to the dentist, and if they don't say that, hey, I could tell that someone has tortured you, then they're a torturee. They're a torturer. Like, why do you have holes in your teeth like this? This isn't natural decay. This is from being tortured. Like, is it safe? And I guess it's the Nazi thing. That's who I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with Nazis. Is it? I guess I'm the marathon man. Using black white stamina. Stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand. Stand by. I don't want to sing loud, but it's Sotovoke, Sotovoke. If I become president, I feel like I could still help people. I'm hungry again. When Joe Camel went down fighting, he's been shot, bazooka, mine. You ever walked through a minefield? I have. I didn't like it. Oops. Yeah, they made me dug it, dig out a mine before. Dig out that mine. Why? There's a process to doing it, but if you mess up that process, it ain't like making a sandwich. There ain't no do-over. I like to drink milk. Remember all those milk commercials and stuff? Milk is good for you. Oh, it makes my belly big though. You got a beer belly? Now I got a milk belly. I'm like a sumo. Meat, milk, bread. What else do I eat? Cookie. Cookie. Mama, may I have cookie? No, Davito. Oh, but I'm not diabetes. I can't get diabetes. All the exercising that I did when I was younger, like me running around and shit. Phantom of the YouTube. Me running around. Like for example, like when I was in the military and I had my uniform on, the boots, weapons, and I saved a guy, and I'm like, here. And then I go and I draw all the fire off of them. That's running. You run for your life, bro. Running from your life that's like different than any kind of like you will get in shape. That's war shape. That's warrior shape. Like I played in the NBA, I got in pretty good shape, but you get in better shape running for your life because you're running for your life. You got all that adrenaline, and your body changes, and it stays with you forever. Like for example, the dog was chasing me the other day, or like a couple months ago. The dog was chasing me. It was like a pretty good size canine looking, you know, like an Australian Shepherd, German Shepherd, pretty big, pretty fast dog, like a baby wolf looking motherfucker, you know. So I ran. I took off running. I don't want to deal with these dogs. I don't want to kick him in the head and knock him out or anything. So I just took off running. I outran that dog, and I'm almost 47 years old. And that's when I was like, man, I could probably still play football. Shit. My arm's kind of twisted, so it's hard for me to dribble. So I play basketball, but if I played football, I think I'd be pretty effective because I know the running backs aren't going faster than dogs, and I can outrun a dog. I can catch a running back, especially in a short distance. And it's going to be hard for them to block me. I mean, I'm not saying there's not good players out there, but I am an exceptional being. I'm part Saiyan, so. One seems to care. You can see it in my genetics that I passed on to my sons and daughters. They're exceptional beings as well. Are they talking to me? No. Am I worried about that? No. The only one I'm worried about, she goes to Texas State. I worry about my mom. I don't know why. She just hated me. She hated me so much being there at the house. So I was like, well, I should have just stayed. I should have just stayed in the area. I should have just stayed in the area at least around my daughter and mom. But I really went out and did all that. I went out and did all the YouTube and the photography and went to LA and like, you know, up to Oregon. And I got stuck. And then I started, you know, because of my arm, you know, and this and that. And I wasn't feeling good when I was in Oregon when I first, and I kind of recovered when I was there. Like it really helped me heal, like fully heal, you know, because I was still injured when I was working at Texas State. I was still recovering from the arm thing. Man, I got a car just blasting their brights at me from like 2 blocks away. There's like a fucking cop. Nothing wrong. And then I want to say again, yeah, I know I'm angry, but yeah, police officers and troopers and all that, you know, firefighters, they are the soldiers, so respect them. they or don't get credit for what they do. You know, just like me being what I've done, I ain't ever gonna get credit for that. It's probably all been destroyed. Like my record has been sealed because I was with the CIA, or they sent me on missions, mission after mission after mission. No break either. Like I see, like on movies when they're like, "Oh, we could go to Hawaii for 3 days." I never had nothing like that. They put me in a hotel for like a week. They told me I was going to spend like 6 months in a hotel, and that was going to be my, like, oh, well, you've been here for 4.5 years and you haven't taken a break. Well, here, we'll put you up in this hotel and you can. And that was bullshit. It didn't last very long. Anyway, just went to prison. Went to prison and then went back to another jail. And all the lives that I saved and everything, I didn't ever get paid. Never got paid. Never got thanks. Not one thank you. Well, I got a thank you. I did get thank yous from people, and people do recognize me. Like when I was in training and stuff, I did have a girlfriend, and we were allowed to be together. They allowed us to be together. You know, it was funny because it was like a training, and I was whooping everyone's ass. You know, like this is a Navy SEAL, and then I was training against like they were officers. I was training against officers. I was whooping their ass, and then their best fighter was like a female, and so instantly we connected anyway. And then I had a girlfriend, and I believe they told her that I died so that she would forget about me, and that is when the torture started. I shit you not, they did that. Because that's someone that I was probably going to marry and this and that, and then they told her I was dead. So that's your country that did that. That's the United States of America. Would I allow anybody to do that to anybody as a commander in chief? Would I allow them to torture our own soldiers? They broke her heart for nothing. I wasn't. They just wanted me to. They just wanted her to forget about me, and for me to have a shit life, and for me to. They expected me to. I guess they expected me to die. Like they didn't think I would survive all the things that I did. They thought I was certainly going to be on a fail mission. Is that better? I already thought the lighting was on and everything. I've been kind of getting into shape because I've been carrying water around. Well, if they're not gonna, if I'm not gonna work, then I'm gonna start working out like a motherfucker. If they're gonna send me home from work and stuff and not tell me not to come in, then I guess I'll just do push-ups all night. Squats. Do sumo training again. I drank that milk though, so I think I'll be taking a nap. That's what I would do when I worked out in the heat at Texas State. I don't know where the cat went anyway. There's no telling. Things I think about. When I worked in the heat at Texas State, I would come home and drink. I would take naps. Like you can't go home and eat dinner. Like you can't go home and eat dinner like after being in 100-degree heat, like working. You have to cool off or sit down. You have to take a siesta. Anyway, I do need to get a second job or something. Like if I'm not gonna work 35 hours a week at Subway, like 20, so the 25 hours is okay. But it's like if I'm like 35 to 40, then I can legitimately start saving like money to where I can in 10 weeks of like it's been 3 weeks. I worked 30 hours, 40 hours. That's 3 weeks that I've had. And I was planning the 10 week, it's like a 10-week thing. So that would mean I need 7 more weeks. But then this week is going to be like a 20-hour week. I mean, I got 3 hours last night. I was supposed to get 5 today, which usually turns into like 6. But anyway, and I was told that I was going to get 30 hours a week. All these new people show up to work, which is fine. But then I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her. There's a lot of beautiful women around me. They're young. They're nice, but like they will. If I answer the phone, if like someone calls me to answer the phone, then the FBI redirects the call, and then trying to make me look crazy, trying to keep me from having a life or a relationship with anybody, except for the cat.